Rico Dowdle revenge game. He announced it all week and then came through. What grade will Brew give to the Dallas Cowboys? And finally, you heard it here first, last week. Classic one. Drake May needs to be in the MVP conversation. And guess what? Now, he is officially in the MVP conversation alongside Nick Wright and Kevin Wildes. Brew, we don't have Brew's ballot coming up today.
Tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow.
But is he going to be in the MVP conversation?
It's going to be a tough ballot to make.
It is very tough at this point.
He could be in Wildes. Let me give you some solace. He is in the conversation.
He's absolutely in the conversation.
Thank you.
But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be on the ballot. I'm guessing.
But when you look, it's a
He's got a
tough
case.
ballot. Yeah.
He's got a case.
Might be.
And that covers our Drake May conversation for the day.
Not true. We start with a solid Chiefs win. KC puts up 30 points to get to 3-3. Mahomes throws 3 touchdowns, runs in a 4th. Here's Mahomes on his 300th career passing touchdown.
It's extremely cool. I mean, I've been blessed. I always say it, and I mean it. Like, I've been blessed. I got drafted here in Kansas City, a great community, great ownership, and then getting one of the best football coaches of all time and some of the greatest players of all time around me. And so it makes my job a lot easier when I'm able to throw to some great ones. And let's continue it. Let's have some fun. And we've got a long career ahead, and we'll see how many we can get to.
Chiefs, since their 0-2 start, they're 3-1, point differential plus 40. 5 more turnovers than their opponents, and Mahomes' TD to touchdown ratio 11-1, and they're now scoring. That's a good graphic. They've scored in 15 of 16 quarters. I like that graphic a lot.
You'll like this. They have scored touchdowns on 33% of their drives this year, the highest percentage of any year since Mahomes' first year as a starter.
Wow, solid. They look like they're back. What did they prove? Oh no, I got to ask this. We changed it. Did they prove they're the best team in the NFL?
We are so back, baby. You know how we're back? The opposing team's whining about officiating. There's conspiracy theorists online. The offense is the best it's been since 2022 when Mahomes set the all-time combined yardage record. The defense, which I was worried about after week 1, has progressively gotten better, the Jags game notwithstanding. Rasheed is back. We're done with it. The suspension's over. And if they're not the best team, who is? You're gonna watch the Chargers or the Broncos this weekend, who are leading the AFC West, try their damnedest to lose to 2 of the 3 worst teams in football, no disrespect to the Tennessee Titans, and say they're the best? We're gonna say the Bills with that defense or the Steelers with that offense. Can't say the Lions. Lions got their lunch money stolen last night.
That's what people were saying before.
The only, you could argue my NFC Super Bowl pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I do think they have been very impressive and resilient going through injury. But they're the best team in football. And we all know when it flipped. And you guys
please.
KW? How about this? How about this, KW? Because you'll like this.
Okay.
Post tackle that turned the tide.
This is getting on my nerves.
The Chiefs scoring 30. They had done it 3 out of 28 games leading into the tackle that turned the tide. They've now done it 2 out of 3. With the tackle that turned the tide. What about, you guys love the light show, Mahomes' passer rating, 125 plus. Once in 28 games before the tackle that turned the tide.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 since then. Danny was on here talking about 4 touchdown games going into the Ravens game. Well, that was right after tackle that turned the tide. He had done it 0 times in his previous 28. He's now done it 2 of 3.
That's pretty good.
And so his numbers, of course, pre and post the tackle that turned the tide are jarring, because pre, it's like, oh my God, are we going to have a 3rd straight down year? Except this time they're actually also going to lose games. And instead it's like, nope, vintage Mahomes, as good as he's ever been. So of course we're dropping a banner, because of course they're back, and of course we know the moment it happened. The tackle that turned the tide and the entire NFL season, because they're the favorites again.
I didn't realize when you said tackle that turned the tide that it was going to be like
the thing.
Yeah,
the
I thought
mantra
it was just
of the year.
A one-off, like one show, didn't you?
Except,
look, you bring up some great stats. They did lose a game. He did throw a 99-yard pick six.
It didn't say the tackle that made him perfect. I mean, he made one mistake.
All right, I'm just saying.
But let me ask this in seriousness before you go, Brew. If he doesn't make that play and the Giants scoop and score and take control of that game going into halftime, do you think we are potentially talking about a totally different NFL season?
Sure.
Yeah. Like, because that was the moment that game flipped. Well, I was just focused on Kelsey and Reid fighting. I was focused on this guy turning into a strip sack artist. Go ahead, bro.
Are they the best team in the NFL? Let me be the voice of reason. There is no best team in the NFL right now. And after week 6, that's just fine.
Okay.
Because every team out there, including the Chiefs, have put some bad film on tape.
No doubt.
Right? And we don't have to go back weeks for the Chiefs, just a week.
Yeah.
You know, so every team has, you know, there's no best team yet. I will say this. I like the Chiefs, Nick, better than all the one-loss teams. So records, at this point, you know, most of the top teams are 4-2. They're 3-3, but they could be the best. But Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, and my Packers, but who haven't been playing great football.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chiefs right now at this moment better than all of them.
Okay.
All right.
You?
Here's why I am hesitant to say they're the best team right now. Because, and I get that they are currently flirting with the Supernatural Funk
Philly?
remix.
Okay.
Yeah. Philly does seem to have their number. They've beaten them 3 straight times.
How many times?
Twice in Kansas City. Twice in Kansas City, once in the Super Bowl. Now, again, that's when Philly's right. Right now, Philly hadn't looked good, but they still beat them this year. And so that's where I just feel like I can't fully give them the best team in the league yet. But what I will say, and this is what we saw last night, Patrick Mahomes is without question. Everybody has said he's the best quarterback in the league, but a lot of people felt like, well, not right now. He's the best, but
historically,
not historically. Right. He is clearly the best quarterback in the league, and Andy Reid is as good as anyone coaching in the league right now. Because remember I said years ago, you used to watch Mahomes, and I would be surprised when they didn't score. That's how I'm feeling now. Like, when they don't score a touchdown, I'm surprised. And with Andy Reid drawing stuff up, just with a decent core of receivers, because let's not get out of line like they have some phenomenal receiving core. It's good. But just with the decent receivers, you can't stop them from getting 8 yards or 12 yards. Like, Kelsey now is always open. He's always open in the middle of the field somewhere. Like, whenever they need a play, it's just like Xavier Worthy has opened everything up with his speed.
And same with Thornton.
And now, Thornton and Juju all of a sudden is back playing well. Hollywood Brown, who we hadn't heard from in a while, is playing. Like, and now you're about to get Rasheed back. So the difference is Mahomes and Reid, and now they have some pretty good receivers.
The only thing that stops the Chiefs from getting 8 yards of play is calling running plays. Those are 2 yards of play, and that part is a little frustrating. But go ahead, Kid.
Well, I'm a big margin of victory guy.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to see. Chiefs' last 2 seasons, and this is including the playoffs, average margin of victory was 7. They only had 3 3-point wins.
13-point wins.
Sorry, 13-point wins.
Yeah.
And they already have matched that already this year, and their average margin of victory is 14. So, look, you do have 3 losses still. I can't just throw those in the trash bin, but the wins have been impressive.
And listen, and I want to talk about Mahomes in a second. We will see how damaging those losses end up being. You know what I mean? Are they going to be a wild card? How many road games are they going to have to play? Is the bye even on the table anymore? All those things. And it is noteworthy that to varying degrees, the Chargers thoroughly outplayed the Chiefs, but when the Chiefs had a chance to steal that game, one of the big 3 of the dynasty, Chris Jones, made a mistake. You know what I mean? And losing contain. The Eagles game, I think the Chiefs were going to win, and one of the big 3 of the dynasty, Travis Kelce, made a mistake. And then the Jags game, I believe the Chiefs were going to win, and the biggest of the big 3 of the dynasty, Patrick Mahomes, made a mistake. Like, you own that, you wear that, and they lost those games fair and square. That, in an odd way, gives me slightly more confidence than if it were. other guys we're relying on that you can't really, that you think, hey, they're going to keep making that mistake. But go ahead, Brew. It looked like
I was going to say, I agree with that point you made. I was going to say this. One of the huge differences, when any of the other elite teams lose, the sky is falling. Not only among the media, in their locker room.
Yes.
Detroit, we saw them unravel last night with Brian Branch, who we'll get to. But the Bills, I mean, Bills aren't quite as bad, but still there's some there. Obviously, Philadelphia. I can't even say it's because the Chiefs won Super Bowls and these other teams didn't, because Philly's won a Super Bowl. And it's just like Baltimore, like, whenever they lose, it's just it feels like the season is on the brink. When the Chiefs were freaking 2-3, 0-2, there was nothing coming out of that locker room. That's leadership from Mahomes and from Reid.
And on Patrick, before we move on just quickly, because I've gotten so frustrated with some of the criticism of, yes, he's great, but where are the numbers and this and that? Whenever we see these graphics that are just stat-based, like the one, so this is him this season in ranks, where his numbers are now this year at an MVP caliber. But the thing we saw on the broadcast last night that I thought was instructive, where it was fastest to 300 touchdowns, and it was him 8 games faster than Aaron and 13 games faster than Marino and 22 games faster than Peyton. Those 3 guys were known just for stats. Like, they were kind of,
at that point.
No, really, to this day, they are not considered great postseason players. Varying levels, but great. Those guys, for their careers combined, are 34 and 33 in the playoffs. And Patrick, who is outpacing them in the numbers, and then also is the second greatest playoff quarterback of all time, it did feel to me like he was a little beyond criticism, but he wasn't. He needed to be back playing at an MVP level, and luckily he is. And for a guy who loves Baker Mayfield and loves Patrick Mahomes, I got to tell you, MVP and Super Bowl collision course. Patrick versus Baker for the MVP, Chiefs versus Bucks, preseason pick for the Super Bowl. It's sure looking like it to me.
No, that's it. I mean, right now.
Interesting.
It's on the
right
board.
now.
Meanwhile, on the Lions side, Detroit didn't get a few gotta-have-it plays in the team that we thought could be the best team in the league. Looked solidly mediocre. Here's Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed because, it's been a long time since you're watching somebody kneel it 3 times in front of you, and it's not even close. You're down 2 scores. I mean, we got worked pretty good. So yeah, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing.
Detroit came out of the gate pretty fast. They got some trick plays, looked good. And then the rest of the game, they only scored 7 points outside those first 2 drives. Brew, did the Lions get exposed last night?
No, I wouldn't say exposed, because they still have a great chance to win the NFC and get to the Super Bowl. But the 2 winning teams they've played this year have beaten them
soundly.
By 2 touchdowns. Green Bay and the Chiefs. The 4 teams they've beaten have a combined record of 6-16. All right, so I see 2 major differences between like the Detroit and these, like the Chiefs or some other elite teams. When you need to get a stop, or even if it's just a big game against another elite team, Detroit can't get the stops. Maybe, obviously, they've been banged up. They were banged up last night. They were banged up last season, so maybe that's it. But these are their last several big games. Last night, obviously, they give up 30. Green Bay, first week, they give up 27. Last year in the playoff game against Washington, they give up 45.